Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle and I'm from Kitties Readings. So today's pick a card reading, we have 3 piles to choose from. I just pulled some cards asking what did everyone need to hear today for each pile, and this is what I got. So pile 1, your choice is this card. It says the portal, adventure, ancestors, and calling. In smaller writing over here it says, are you ready? So this is pile 1. There also is a number 17 on top if that matters to you. Pile 2, your card is the Shepherd. It says celebration and family, and I'll bring it a little bit closer for you to see. Then lastly, we have pile 3, and your card option here is spiritual growth. I'll bring it a little bit closer. All right, so if you've never done a pick a card reading before, this is where you just take a few deep breaths, get centered in yourself, get grounded with your intuition, connected to your higher self. So you can do that by taking a few deep breaths or visualizing roots growing from the bottom of your feet if they're flat on the ground. Yeah, there's no real wrong way. Some people like to drink water, that helps them ground, or just, yeah, putting a hand on your heart helps you connect with your body. However you get connected with yourself, do so, and then just ask yourself if there's a message for you, and then scan over the cards. If there's one that's catching your eye, there could be a message in it for you. You might want to choose based off of the timestamps, which will be in the description box below. So each pile will have a timestamp beside it. Maybe those numbers mean something to you. And if you're not drawn to any of the piles, don't worry. It just might mean that this pick a card reading doesn't have a message for you, but don't worry. There's so many other readings on YouTube. There'll for sure be a message for you in one of them. So if you're drawn to one of the piles, I will see you in your card reading. Hello, pile 1. So you all chose the portal, adventure, ancestors, and calling. The one that says, are you ready? This is such an interesting card. I'm so drawn to the little galaxy that this lady here is going to jump into. I find it such an interesting card. So I guess you did too because you chose it. I'm just going to put it here for now. And I'm going to look at the other cards that we pulled for you. So we have perfect timing, walk away, whom do you need to forgive, assertiveness, new home, everything's okay. And then we also have Archangel Zadkiel, which is about self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness of self, usually. Prophets and ancient seers, decisions, predictive guidance. And we also have elementals, nature spirits, and the 4 elements. So I'll just maybe shuffle these a little closer. Whom do you need to forgive? This is really interesting because then you also have the angel of like forgiveness down here. That seems to be a pretty big theme for you right now. And the other thing too is like there's so much around your solar plexus and your crown chakra. So the main thing I'm getting around the solar plexus, that's, if you don't know chakras very well, that's okay. That's where we kind of store our IM programs. It's also kind of where we can hold worry for other people, or we can take on over responsibility for other people, and we can just end up kind of storing that in that chakra. So when I'm seeing these forgiveness vibes coming through twice, and then a lot of solar plexus stuff, I just feel like they're saying there's something still limiting you there, or that's like if you've been feeling a little bit stuck, or like there's something, what am I trying to say here? Like there's something that's holding you back from taking the next step. I think you'll find the answer in that solar plexus of yours. So here with the portal, adventure, ancestors, and calling, I feel like you're just so ready to be hopping in to the next thing here. And this is why maybe this is coming through here about walking away, kind of seeing what limiting factor is still running in the subconscious programming here, because there's also like so many like little lights. Like there's a light in her heart here, there's a light in this person's heart, there's like this person's just all lit up, this person's hanging onto their heart. I just feel like there's a lot about like there's something within yourself that you need to see, and that will gain clarity. It's, yeah, and the other thing keep noticing too is just all the flowers in nature. Like you literally did get a card that says nature, spirits, and elementals, but you got like flowers and branches over here. There's flowers in this card, and I'm so drawn to the flower vines that are like wrapped around this woman here. And I want to talk about this a little bit, because if you look at this imagery, you see like this woman, if it's gonna focus on it, focus, there we go. This woman, do you see like she's in these flower chains? But if you look at that, like that's actually so easy for her to get out of, if that makes sense. All she needs to do is move, and she'll see that the strands will move away, or they'll just break apart, right? Like stems, like flower stems, are not that strong. So I just feel like they're saying like you've done so much work. And I feel like I just want to acknowledge that if you're sitting here and you're like, what do you mean there's still something else in my subconscious that I'm hanging onto, or there's still something I need to forgive about myself, there's so much here where it's like you've done so much work. There's just another little layer here that I think if you just find yourself connecting in with your heart, because there's a lot of the light is on the actual heart chakra here, I think you'll see where maybe there's like a small subconscious belief that's stopping you from taking the next step you need to, because everything else is saying it's perfect time, you're ready to go and take assertive action, there's new things coming in, everything's okay. Like this is like, we get, I don't know, like prophets and ancient seers, like I just feel like this is like predestined for you, you're deserving of this is coming in for you, this next thing, this new thing. But there's just this little block here that if you just, I feel like I know it's funny to say that, but I feel like if you connect in, we'll see is like the culprit to why you've been feeling like you can't take action, or why you're not seeing the solution to the circumstances you're in. So if it's like for career, or maybe it's for a multiple fields, like I almost feel like with this portal card, like I feel like it's not just like your job you're wanting to change in. You might want a new home, you might want a new location to move to, you might want to change the way your career is moving, you might want your health to look different, you might want your friendships and your romantic partnerships to look different, your family life to look different. I just feel like it's like a lot of things that you're wanting to shift and have new energy come into. And it's just like saying everything's ready. There's just this last little element, this subconscious belief that's been there a long time that no longer holds any truth in your reality. That's why it's so easy. Like I get the walk away, and like I just feel like she just needs to like brush that vine off her shoulder and she'll be set free. So it's actually really, really great. But I really am getting that it's important that you go within and get that answer from your own heart. Like no one can tell you what this is. If you're watching pick a card readings and you're like, tell me what this thing is, this subconscious belief, it's like it's actually part of your journey, and part of your lesson is to learn to go within your own heart and see what it is. Like there is help and guidance, and people can support you. So maybe if you're like, I'm not feeling like I can see this within myself, maybe you just need a practitioner to hold space for you so that you can go within and feel safe to ask yourself, what do I need to forgive? What do I need to forgive within myself? Because forgiveness is really coming up. So You might want to try that wording, or if you're thinking of a certain thing you need to ask yourself right now as I'm saying this, I would take that as confirmation that that's the thing you should be asking. But yeah, self-acceptance, compassion, forgiveness. So this might not be like an aspect of yourself that you are aware of, but maybe instead of holding space for that aspect to kind of express itself or kind of feel what it needs to feel or acknowledge it, maybe you've had a habit of kind of being like, hey, this is silly, we shouldn't believe in this anymore, but you're not holding space for yourself just to feel that emotion. Does that make any sense? Because that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Sorry. My cat is getting the zoomies over here. She's running around on the floor, doing little circles and rolls. Now my other cat's getting interested, so they might start fighting. It just happens sometimes. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to see what other things are coming up, but I just... I feel like you're right on the cusp, Pile 1. You're like so close to this jumping through this portal moment. So close. I'm sure you've been getting a lot of pick a card readings lately, validating that and confirming that. And I feel like there's just further confirmations of like, don't lose hope there. Like it is all being said for a reason. You're on the precipice is like the word I want to use, but there's just this last little thing, this last little belief to just kind of roll off your shoulder, if that makes sense, so you can really set yourself free. And the timing is perfect. So if you're feeling like it should be faster, should be slower, don't think that. The timing is perfect and it's in the highest good for you right now. Everything's in order. That's also another message to keep saying. Also, I just feel like I have to say, like, if you like going outside and you like being in the forest or in the trees or near flowers, just embrace that. There's so much here around being around moss and like hearing birds, and I even think you don't mind the insects. Here's Steve. Hi, Steve. Maybe you don't even mind the cats out there in the wilderness. I don't know if where you are even has like lynxes or bobcats, but yeah, I really get whoa, I was just losing track of my thought. I started looking at these roses and I'm like, roses are everywhere. Pink roses. Like, I keep thinking of wild roses. Maybe you really like them. Maybe some of you have a tattoo of them. Maybe I just need to Google the spiritual meaning of wild roses. That might be a thing. I'll do that right now. Spiritual meaning of wild rose. Okay. Harmony with nature. Well, well, there we go. Literally, the message could just be that one finds harmony in nature and you find harmony in nature. So if you're feeling out of balance, maybe you just need to go in nature more and feel more in harmony and more aligned and more like yourself. Yeah, I don't know. The other thing I keep getting too with these like hands in this everything's okay, it says don't worry, everything's all working out in a beautiful way. I don't know, some of you might literally be in some sort of healing modality. So you might be a therapist, or like a practitioner of some sort. It doesn't have to be energy work. I think it just generally means like you're out there trying to shift and change people's, I don't know, energy is what I was going to say, but like, you know, like you're trying to help people. You're trying to help people break free in a loving, compassionate way. Yeah. I feel like my words are just escaping for this pile. I don't know. It's weird. All of a sudden my brain keeps kind of like just stopping. So some of you might just be going also through a little bit of a burnout phase, like brain fog maybe, or stuff like that. Maybe you're experiencing some brain fog. But I feel like it's like just like over worrying, overthinking, and your brains are just a little tired. that might just be something you're experiencing. So I wonder if part of the message there that's coming through here is like, sometimes you need to feel your way through this. This might be more somatic versus like a needing to think through things. So if, yeah, I don't know, if you're doing some blocks, or maybe if you're in therapy or something like that and you're feeling really stuck, it might be because you need to switch to a more somatic type of therapy or a more embodied way of working through it. Only take that if it resonates, of course, like all things. Yeah. Also, I just feel called to read this card where it says, who do you need to forgive? It says, as you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. So you really do feel like this card is actually saying, like, once you get to the root of whatever this lingering subconscious pattern or belief that's kind of cycling through, you're really going to see this like jump into the new. Everything's starting to shift. Whatever this belief is, I'm sorry, I was going to say something and I was like, no, I really do feel it's important that you find that answer for yourself, and that I do not, sorry, that's my cat now yelling. She's going to probably yell a few more times. Whenever I do card readings, she just doesn't understand why I'm not doing things with her, or playing with her and stuff. Instead, I'm just talking to myself in a room, so she just doesn't understand why I'd want to do that. Probably seem crazy to her. Anyways, yeah, I'm losing track of thought again. So, yeah, I just really feel like this answer is going to come. And so much shifts and changes are going to come in. I also feel like, yeah, your crown's really going to open up and you're just going to get a lot of clarity. I don't think you got a mental clarity card, but I think you're going to have that moment after this. And the other thing too is I just feel like there's so much clearing coming in. Like, this card is just so drawing to me. Like, I feel like it's just saying, like, when you have this forgiveness or self-acceptance or compassion, or you see this limiting belief, like, it's going to literally clear everything. Like, it's going to give you clear sight, clear I was going to say clear vision. That's the same thing. It give you clear understanding, clear perspective, clear, like, just everything's going to make more sense, and you're going to just, it's really going to change a lot. Like, it's going to be one of those moments where it just clicks, and then you're like, oh my gosh, like, I just so understand so much now about myself, about my circumstances, about what I need to do. It's like a breakthrough moment. So this is really exciting, pile one. Super exciting. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I have to say through these cards, but I think that's all. Maybe I'll just pull a few more here, just asking if there's anything else. There we go. Try to open that box. Anything else pile one needs to hear right now before I go here? Okay. Reality check, assessment, exploration, honesty, and determination. Anything else? Shower prosperity. Yeah, this is so great. So there really is so much coming in. I think some of you are really nervous that all this is too good to be true, and they've been hearing it a lot lately, and that people keep saying, like, a better times are coming in. This new place, this new job, all this new stuff. It can't be true. But this is just further confirmation that yes, it is coming for you. There's just this last thing before you get into this new cycle, this new way. And I know it seems like people have been saying this forever, but you know how the spirit world works. Like, a year to them is nothing. 2 years to them is nothing. So they're just like always saying a little bit longer, but eventually you do get to that little bit longer. And I think you're finally getting there. I think you're like in the last, chapter of a book before you close it and you get into the next book 2, I feel like you're so close. Assessment, exploration, honesty, and determination. Yeah, I just feel like they're saying, like, don't lose hope. Just keep pushing through, keep persevering as you are. And the thing with this card, like, I feel like I just am so drawn to, like, all the different chakra colors in the horn, and that it's like leading the way. And then the background is all about the heart chakra. So I just feel like you're really going to find balance. And you're going to, wasn't sure if my cat was going to run over here and knock over the candles or something. She changed her mind. Yeah, so much new coming in. Okay, one more card for y'all. Let's see. Oh, we got two more. Career transition. Look at that. Just another, once again, confirmation and peace. Connected journey, balance, and clearing. So it just like want to reaffirm, like it really is saying like different. There's so much change coming in. Change, excitement, opportunity, advancement. There is these shifts coming in, and it will be more heart-centered. It's going to be more aligned with what your heart wants. So what you've been trying to manifest. And look at, I just feel like this to me is like chakra alignment, energy clearing, feeling good. Peace is coming your way. You're on your journey. You're in the right place at the right time. You are connected to all your guides, to the universe. You're not just like hearing things that you wish you can hear. Like there really is positive shifts coming in. And I know you've been hanging on for so long, but hang on a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer and you'll see it all come in. Okay. That's all I have for you, beautiful pile ones. I hope this helped you feel a little bit more confident and trusting that you're not just being delulu and these things are not going to come in for you. They are coming in. You have been doing this so long. You are so close to the end line. You've got this. I just wish you the best of luck and you have a good day or night, whatever it is for you. Hello, pile 2. So this is your card, the Shedpheard, Celebration, and Family. I'm just going to put it over here. And let's look at the other cards you got. So I actually got a few. They're just thicker cards. Nope, I think you got a few. So we have Let Yourself Receive Support. Super appropriate for pick a card where you chose family, I feel, and shepherd. Quiet your mind, practice humility, practice patience, be lighthearted, make peace with uncertainty. And we also have perfect timing, energy healing, blessing in disguise, and jovial pink. So something tells me if you all chose this pile, you probably get this message a lot. And I have a suspicion that you are a parent if you've chosen this pile. Because when I saw the shepherd, it kind of felt like literally like leader of younger souls in a family. So just like, yeah, a mom, a dad, or something of the sort like that. Maybe even like a grandparent who's very active in their children's lives and their grandchildren's lives, but definitely very like head of household vibes for sure. And all your guidance is around making sure you're staying balanced and taking care of yourself. So that's the message I think you probably get all the time. When you see the energy healing, there is a little bit of a double message coming through. I think some of you might be interested or started looking into maybe actually getting like some sort of energy healing modality on the side. So some of you might be doing like tuning forks or actual taking like Reiki level 1, like Reiki level 2, or some kind of work like that. It honestly, like I'm limited by my own knowing of like what kind of energy healings are out there, but I feel like I see in your hands like you've considered or you've even started learning some form of energy work or energy healing or sound therapy. But I also feel like there's a double meaning here of maybe realizing that if you do say have your Reiki or if you do like some sort of therapy work, maybe that you need to also receive that for yourself from time to time, and whether that's giving it to yourself or prioritizing setting aside time for you to receive it from somebody else. But oddly enough, I'm getting a strong vibe that some of you might just need to give it to yourself. So it's like a funny thing to say, but like maybe you're like an acupuncturist and you know that if you put like a few needles in your hand or in your pinky that you're going to feel better, but you just sometimes don't make time to like do that and just wait like 10 minutes for it to set in and shift the energy. It's just saying like take the time that you need to prioritize yourself. And there's so much around hands. I can't stop looking at all the hands. There's 2 hands in the shepherd's card here. Hands. they got hands there, they got hands, everybody's got hands. And I just feel like it's saying like maybe you're trying too hard to always give a helping hand, and I feel like you need to surrender a little bit and just like, you know, like literally put your own hands open for someone else to like put something in them. Not always for you to be trying to put your energy out there. Maybe you just need to open them for someone to give you recuperate your own energy. But that's the part where I feel like you hear it a lot. Some of you might literally just need to remember to take time to meditate. Maybe some of you are really into yoga and you feel really great when you go to yoga and you feel really strong. There is 2 cards that do talk about yoga here, so that could be something you're interested in. There's also yin yoga, so if you're like someone who does not love like a vinyasa flow where there's like holding of positions and it really feels like a workout, and maybe you're actually doing this like headstand. If that's not for you, there also is yin yoga where it's more like stretching and just being present in your body and giving yourself time and space to hear what it's trying to say to you. And if you go to a class that sets aside time where one, probably your kids can't come and interrupt because they're probably not at a yoga class, and also gives you just time where you can be blissful and know that you're not going to get interrupted. Something about leaving your home environment and having to set aside time seems really good for you all because I think at home you get too distracted by chores, things that need to get done, children, significant others, job stuff, whatever it is. I think you just get very distracted. So definitely a message here around getting yourself into a routine where you have this blissful time, this self-care time, and it simplifies it because you're like, all right, I know I have my hour class, and then maybe even have like 20 minutes to drive there where you listen to your music and you just sing along and let yourself express or say or sing anything you need to sing, say, or dance out. You know? Yeah, we also have let yourself receive support. So I think that's a big message. I think a lot of you hear it a lot. I kind of get the impression that this pile sometimes get annoyed with people saying that, like, yeah, I know, but it's like, well, it keeps coming through. I'm sorry, it keeps coming through because you need to do more of it. Sorry, but it's not me choosing the cards. The cards come out for you, right? So unfortunately, I think it's still saying you just need a little bit more and like make peace with uncertainty. It may take a while to find clarity about a situation. Be patient. Know that invisible healing forces are at work during this phase. So for some of you, you're just like, I don't know how I'm going to get everything I need to get done, when I need to get it done, and how this is all going to be possible. I just feel like the message for you is just trusting that if you just take these small baby steps and you just find a little more time here, a little more time there, eventually things are just going to get easier. And also right now, like when I get the quiet your mind card, this usually means you're so busy that sometimes we're just living in chaos and we don't even, like, we're not even operating in the most functional and time, I don't know, what am I trying to say here? Like logical for time usage or practicality, efficiency, that's the word. You're not even, sometimes we're not working in the most time efficient way because we're so tired we can't see it. And we're so tired we don't have the energy to like remember that when we go here, we should do these 6 things so that we don't have to make another trip, right? Like that's just stuff that you actually have to have enough energy to think about to maximize on your time and effort. So I get the quiet your mind is like the more time you take for self-care, actually the more efficient you'll be with your time. And this practice humility also is a big reflector of just like being more balanced in your relationships. And it's not about you needing to be more humble. It's actually about like you allowing other people to support you. So it's like letting other people take some of the burden, letting other people see that you're struggling, because as obvious as it might be to you, a lot of people might think you just got it and that you just, yeah, you're busy all the time, but they're like, somehow you just pull through and you like it and you get it and you figure it out. But here it's like realizing like, hey, like I actually need to go and ask for help because I can't keep going at this momentum and at this rhythm, or I will not make it. So it says, no one is better than another. Keep your ego in check. Humility is the practice of being simple and valuing simple things. So this card kind of talks about humility because it's almost like is it us that is it us or our ego that needs to be able to do everything and thinks they have to do everything by themselves, right? If it's your ego that's worried that someone's going to think that you're not doing good enough or that you're not doing enough, then that's when we have to go, okay, this really is not serving me. So that might be a message some of you need to hear, and some of you also might not like that message. Sorry. I feel like I'm just so like, I feel like this bio might be mad at me. Maybe you're not. I just feel like a lot of people say this to you and it gets frustrating. Practice patience. So press the pause button. Take a day off from being frustrated with yourself or others. Patience reaps great rewards. So this is just another thing saying, like, if you find that your mood, it's like it's hard to stay in a happy-go-lucky patient mood, that makes sense. You guys are so depleted. You're doing everything, doing 100 things, and you're exhausted, and no one is perfect, and you are gonna have a hard time feeling great and happy and easygoing and spontaneous. Or inspired when you're just like chasing your own tail all day. So it's like, just go easy on yourself and realize that you're going through a lot, you're really busy, and when you're in that energy, it's very challenging for anyone to be lighthearted and joyous. So I don't know, sometimes you can be hard on yourself about that. Yeah, don't be. You're doing everything. The other thing keep being drawn to is there's like three things here that keep making me think of full moons. So like I keep seeing this as a full moon, this as a full moon, and this is a full moon. So I don't know if there's something important coming up in the next month, or if you've been saying for a while you want to like start doing a ritual on a full moon or a new moon, or if there's an event on a full moon that you want to go to. But I would just take that as a confirmation to maybe go. Maybe some of you want to do more full moon sound baths. Who knows? Maybe you're wanting to do more full moon manifestation lists or full moon energy cleanses, whatever it is, it's coming through. You should do it if you know it, if you're looking for the confirmation that it's right for you. I feel like you're getting it now. Blessings in disguise. What I find funny about this card is it's like, if you are finding that shit is just so chaotic and it's exploding on you and you literally can't handle another thing and everything's falling apart, I feel like this is saying, the universe finally gave you so much so that you could see that this way of like taking everything on by yourself, by trying to do everything, be everywhere, be everything, it's not physically possible. So if something like literally like just feels like one ball dropped and everything's falling apart, I kind of feel like it was intentional. Like the universe was like, we had to do something to get you to pause and stop. So maybe you got sick, maybe you broke an arm, I don't know. Some of you would have literally have gotten injured. I don't know. I don't think that's actually for everyone. That might just be a specific thing for one person where something happened where you're like, I physically can't take on more things now. Like I literally have been forced to stop. And that's where I get the blessing in disguise, where it's like, it was actually divine intervention to make it impossible for you to continue in this cycle because it wasn't serving you. You needed to stop and quiet your mind and slow down and receive help and be more patient with yourself. So, interesting. So, what am I seeing here? That was a really distracting card, I guess. I think this is also very connected to the perfect timing card, where it's like really saying like, it also says patience here. You got a lot of patient cards. So there's something around like just wanting something to be figured out or done. But I also feel like that's the pace of your life, is like, do. It's a lot. A lot. So I think you're really being forced to slow down. I also keep thinking about listening to music that is slower, that slows down your nervous system, that just puts you in a calmer state. There's a lot about like learning to like literally like calming down your nervous system. It might be really, really shot right now because everything's so like go. Yeah, so I feel like this is a theme for you right now, is like learning how to bring your nervous system back into regulation in a healthy, calm state. Some of you might have had like adrenal fatigue or insomnia lately. And I think this is kind of part of that like chaotic, like go mentality. And it's like, setting aside time to teach yourself and remind yourself that you're safe. You're safe. It's okay to not be moving at 100 miles per hour. It's not all on you. Everything's happening as it's supposed to, and you're really supposed to just prioritize that self-care. So if you're someone who is into a forced stop, I think the advice that I'm seeing here for you is just to really prioritize as much self-care as possible, as much meditation as possible, maybe breath work, journaling, doing self-Reiki, doing your own chakra cleansing and clearings. Really a lot of going within and calming yourself. Like a lot of closed eyes. I just feel like there's a lot of going within. A lot of going within. I'm just trying to see if there's any other messages. Keep kind of looking and I'm like, ooh, I feel like the message is mainly that. Just learning to know it's safe and okay to be more still, which is probably a very hard lesson for this pile, but you're safe and okay to just be still, and your value isn't based on how much you can do in a day, how much you can get done, what you're providing. Your value is just you just innately are valuable. You are good enough. You don't need to do 100 things. You just are perfect just as you are. And I just feel like there's just such a focus on calming down that nervous system and getting back to a healthier state for yourself. Okay, I'm just going to ask if there's any other messages that wants to come through before I let you go here. Any guidance, validations, confirmations for pile 2. Okay, you got Shower Prosperity, Point of View, Divine Magic. Yeah, so I feel like some of you are like really feeling frustrated, like you've been forced into a stop, and I really feel like it's saying like this is an opportunity, and it's all in the point of view. So say if you got some of you might have gotten fired from a job, some of you it's just like literally you're being forced to stay like stuck in one place is the energy you keep getting. And it's like, it's all perspective. Is this going to be your worst nightmare where you just go into your mind and it just tell yourself all the things you should be doing but you can't do but you wish you could do? Or are you going to be on the flip side where you're like, all right, I've been needing a holiday, a vacation, a break to recenter myself, to calm down myself, to get my health back where I want it. I'm going to take this as my saving grace to have this opportunity because otherwise I never would. It just feels like it's so about perspective. So the Divine Magic, I just get this as another confirmation that this was literally divinely orchestrated. Like you weren't stopping, you weren't slowing down, you weren't learning. So you're being forced into this slower period, which isn't something we always like to hear. But I do feel like, unfortunately, that is just what has happened to get balanced, to get recentered, to get everything reorganized and aligned for you. So wishes, goals, dreams, and accomplishments, Divine Magic. Yeah. All right, this is all I have for you, Pile 2s. I know this is not always like the greatest messages to get, but unfortunately it's what came through and what I had to share with you. So I just hope that you're able to make the most of this time and get the most self-care out of it as you can and get the most balanced and grounded in yourself, so that you can get feeling more lighthearted and joyous and more patient with yourself and easier on yourself, because you deserve to not just be pushed all the time. You're not a machine. You need breaks, and even machines need breaks. So yeah, I hope you can enjoy this slower time and see it as a blessing and a chance to get realigned with yourself. So just wishing you the best day or night, and maybe I'll catch you around. Hello, Pile 3. So you chose the Spiritual Growth card. I'm so interested to see what you got. So in this image, we have an angel like dropping feathers. And I felt like it's just like lightening yourself so that you can see things clearer and from a different perspective. Like that's what I was getting from this card. But let's see what is actually coming through. So we have Blessings in Disguise. Okay, it's so interesting. All the piles have gotten like different decks but have the same wordings on them. So that's interesting. There must just be a theme right now in the world. So yeah, it says Blessing in Disguise, Entrepreneur, Life Purpose, Cleanse and Detoxify, family, and trustworthy guidance. Okay, you know what? I kind of want to go like this. So there's a lot of orange and orange coloring here. Actually, there's a lot of different chakras going on, but there's a lot around creative energy and just attuning in and aligning yourself with that creative energy and really taking off with it. So how would I put this? It's almost, and there's also a lot of solar plexus stuff going on. Let me just look at this for a second here. Okay, so kind of what I'm seeing here, this might be a super specific pile, but I keep seeing this lady on like a boat and like she was being carried away from a situation. But the energy I get from this blessing in disguise card is that like something ended or something shut down. So you might have felt like rejected originally from a situation, from a person, but then in hindsight, like this ended up being the thing that set you free and on the right path. Like whatever had happened, it like totally made you have to take a 180 in a completely different direction than you thought you were going. And in this card, it's like, I feel like this person is really like, I didn't know where I was going to go. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know the direction I'm supposed to be going in. But this person just had to like basically be brave and go on a new adventure. It's like such a weird way to say that, but like you could only look ahead. And so whatever event that was for you, I don't know if that was in your career. Some of you might have lost your houses or ended a relationship, like got divorced, or just, yeah, you maybe even got fired. Like, I feel like it was sort of a traumatic and big event for some of you and ended up being something that actually shot you off in the direction that you needed to go, and you wouldn't have gone otherwise, or you would have kept going in that other direction for a while. So when I see the entrepreneur and life purpose and trustworthy guidance, all this stuff is great. So it's like cleanse and detox. So I feel like there's like a little note here to just like remember to clear your own energy. So if you did come from this past event, you might be finding that there's opportunities or things that come up within you from time to time that need to be cleared still to set you free, to help you kind of come out of previous conditioning. So just like a little reminder, like if something comes up, don't get frustrated, be glad. And I almost feel like say thank you to yourself for bringing like that you have clarity that is now ready to go, that there's now this other layer that is ready to be cleared. So however that is for you, maybe some of you would be like you just need to meditate on it. Some of you, maybe you need to bring it up with a therapist that you have or a life coach that you have, or maybe like just need to do a breath work to release it, bring it into your awareness. Because a lot of the stuff that comes up, it feels like you know what? It just seems like a lot of somatic stuff is coming up lately. So it's almost like maybe consciously you've worked through a lot of it, but it's like a body remembrance that now is just ready to go. So it's like the next layer level. Because I almost feel like this pile feels very calm in mind. Maybe not always, but I feel like generally it feels like this pile has a very calm mind, and a lot of wisdom and a lot of confidence in yourself, whether you always see yourself like that or not. I do feel like at the end of the day, you trust yourself. So there's just like this other, like these little things coming up, I feel like are to come into your awareness to then set free, if that makes sense. So, yeah, this card here says, with great love and respect, we ask you to detoxify your precious and sensitive body. At your request, will help you to develop life-affirming ways to deal with stress, as well as ease any sorrow at shedding your old ways. Give your cares, worries, and concerns to us, and feel the beautiful grace of your newly purified body. So yeah, I do feel like some of you could also just use like a general energy cleaning, energy cleanse, or maybe even if you've been eating kind of like, you know, not super great and like coping with things or something, and you've been eating like foods that are a little more sugary, that don't make you feel good, or foods just cause you a little more inflammation, it might be a little message to say, hey, like bring to your awareness that this is something that's going on, and maybe set aside an action plan or goals to correct that so that it's not continuing because it's maybe you keep buying foods and that aren't making you feel good, but now with this in your awareness and someone validating this, you'll be like, all right, I'll know I have to go to the fresh produce section, and I should be getting those foods, or whatever it is for you. But the other thing too I want to say here is this trustworthy guidance is like, I feel like you're getting a lot of great ideas, and I think they're saying it's important that you write them down, because right now you might have struggled with being like, oh, I had this great idea the other day, but I forgot what it was. So you are getting a lot of ideas, but it really just takes that time to jot down some notes, to write it down and keep it fresh in your mind. Also, another like secondary kind of specific message I'm getting is some of you might be getting into channeling, like maybe you're like literally writing channeled messages. I don't know if this is going to be for music. It could be for I don't know, like maybe some of you are like wanting to do like conversations with people or something like that. I don't get it totally what it is that you all are doing, but I just feel like you're literally getting like channeled guidance on what to say and do in situations and to write it down. And it feels like it's coming from a higher level. So it's like, don't dismiss what you are getting. Sorry, that's my cat scratching some stuff. Yeah, an entrepreneur. So this is like I feel like this is like setting out and starting your own flame, starting your own business. So I feel like some of you might have your own business, but I feel like a lot of you are just trying to get into it. So maybe it's like now a focus and a prioritization, because here I'm so drawn to the fire and that you're lighting it. So something has changed and you're feeling encouraged, motivated, inspired. I do feel like a lot of these new ideas is probably helping. There's so much creative energy. Seriously, really need to take advantage of this right now. You like have like fire on your side is what I'm getting. So that's really, really awesome. Family here, it says the situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member, which we can help you to understand, heal in your mind and heart. Surround this person, yourself, and the experience with calming blue light and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation and allow yourself to feel peace. This one is interesting. It stumps me a little bit. There's a card and I think another deck where it says your life purpose is to work with children or be around children. And for some of you, I don't know what exactly you're doing, but I do feel like you are naturally gifted with kids. And I'm so drawn, you know what they're always saying, like we need people who are able to help raise more sensitive kids, more emotionally open kids. And I kind of get that vibe for this pile. Like you might be someone where you're really fascinated by like starseed kids or like gifted kids or like that kind of terminology, because I feel like you understand them and you understand how to nurture them. So you might be literally like working with them or working with their parents or working with the parents of kids and how to help them parent children like that. I don't know. I feel like there's something there. And some of you might actually just be parents as well and you worry about your kids. But there is just such a strong pull towards like helping people kind of be the best versions of themselves in their family systems. So that's also very specific. This is seriously very weirdly specific reading. So I don't know how many of you are going to actually choose this pile. I'm trying just to peruse and see if there's any other messages that are wanting to come through. They're a little bit shorter today, but sometimes I don't know, like I had the vibe for each pile is like, it was like, no messing around. This is the message you need to hear. We're not going to talk about 100 things because usually I find people forget a lot of the messages. It's clear, it's specific, and I feel like it's because they're really wanting to focus on this growth, on this creating your business and really taking all this guidance you're getting and putting it into the world, because like spiritual growth, it makes sense why you're drawn to this card, because I just feel like there's so many guides coming at you with information and you're so open and receptive to it right now. So this is amazing. This is absolutely great. And it's so important that you take advantage of this time, because I kind of feel like you're getting answers to questions as you're like thinking and asking them. What more could we all want, right? I'm just going to pull a few more cards here, just asking if there's anything else that your guides would like you to hear right now or know, to clarify and live and light in your highest good. Look at that. Emotions, healing, devotion, integration. So this is all about reminding yourself to stay grounded. stay grounded and in the heart. And also there's just like some clearing work here too. So yeah, this is just definitely reiterating that if there's stuff that's coming up, that you're ready to let it go. You're ready to let it heal, and you're being really supported by your guides for it. It's almost like they're saying like this is like part of the transition for your upgrades and for your further expansion. Okay, anything else? Evolution. Look at that. I love it as you pull cards and they're just revalidating and affirming what you've been saying. Empowerment, transformation, protected, and preparedness. Yeah, you really are transforming and evolving and clearing and growing and bringing in a lot of great stuff into this world. You're doing awesome. So much growth for you right now. All right, we'll do one last thing. Law of attraction. Actions, thoughts, feelings, and diligence. I do feel like you're just killing it at this right now. I feel like every time you're in these more connected states, I feel like your energy feels peaceful and certain, confident, and this is just helping more things attract in. It says, my angels are with me. Life loves me. I am beautiful. I am prosperous. Everything is going to work out. That's kind of the energy I feel like you're in right now. Just really feeling one with everything. It's absolutely awesome. It's great energy to be in. Okay. All right. I know this was short. Oh, look at that. And you also have divine self. I just feel like this is it. You're really connected to your higher self, your divine self right now. Connection, spirit, intuition, balance. Doing amazing right now. This is a very, very creative, prosperous time for you. So you take advantage of it, pile threes. You're killing it. Don't doubt it. You're doing awesome. Okay. I just wish you the best evening, day, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And maybe I'll catch you around sometime.